everyone, what's up, what's going on? Sorry, this is like, I always set it right in front of the way, right where it is just perfectly in. It's always like sitting just so you see the straw. You can't even just see, I just shook the whole table. Hello everyone, what is going on? I am very soaked because I just got out of the shower, but that's okay. We're balling, you know what I'm saying? And I'm also sweaty because I take a really hot shower and then sometimes I'll throw on like a hoodie like this after and then I'll be like, where's the logic in that? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. But I'm gonna go live on TikTok real quick before I go any further. So I was getting ready, what's it called? I was getting today's YouTube video ready and then I somehow, I don't know how, today it'll be fine. It'll be up fine, whatever. But I was like going to add the end cards, you know what I'm saying? Like whenever like stuff pops up at the end, that's like the next video, whatever. It somehow just didn't upload the entire video. Like I don't know how because the one that I've downloaded is the right video, so I just don't know how that makes any sense. But I guess we just go with it. I don't know. Prime. Actually, whenever I was at the gym today, I saw a Prime bottle in the trash can. Not like it was empty, not like someone just was pissed and threw it away, but like I saw it in the trash can and I was thinking, oh, that's like, I don't know. It's weird to think that like sometimes I'll see other people with Prime bottles and I'm like, wow. I wonder if they're a stan or if they are just drinking it. Because I am just, well, at first I was just curious because I was like, I don't know, whenever YouTubers come out with products, I'm always interested in what they're doing and testing it out. I tried Mr. Beast's candy bar the other day, and it was pretty good, but I had dark chocolate, and I don't like dark chocolate. I didn't know that it was dark chocolate, so that sounds sort of like my fault. Sounds like it's a bit on me there, but you know what? Whatever. But yesterday we went to Universal, and man, my feet hurt. Well, actually, let me look at my steps for yesterday, because my watch died at, like, 5:30-ish. 6-ish, my watch almost died. Not almost died. Well, I put it on the power reserve thing, so it didn't die, but I don't know what, I don't know. I guess it's just because my watch is so old. I don't even know how much my watch would be worth. I should look that up and see that. See what that is. What's the trade-in value? Probably nothing. It's like the 3rd series, I think. Yesterday's was 13,070 steps, 5.47 miles. How does that make sense? Oh, Tony was probably just up earlier than me, I guess. Because he had 8 miles or something like that. How does that make sense? How? I don't know, but my feet hurt so bad yesterday. I don't know why. I don't think they've ever hurt that bad after an amusement park like that, and man, like I said, did it hurt. But it was still lots of fun though. I got to see everything that we didn't get to see the first time, and I sort of realized, I don't know, I've been on and off about getting a pass, and I still am, sort of. I don't know, but I don't think I am right now. Well, I can't right now. I just financially could not be doing that right now. But I've been on and off about getting a pass, and it would be kind of cool just to go and hang out, but there's just so much right now that is under construction or going to be, which I didn't even realize. Like they're getting rid of the Simpsons ride already. Not already. I'm saying already because I just went. I just finally went to both parks and have seen everything, and they're sort of getting rid of everything. But I think, which I don't know, I just made this up. I did not see it anywhere. I think that the stuff they're taking out the Simpsons stuff because they already boarded up. They already boarded it up, which is so stupid in my opinion because if it's still going to be running, like whenever I saw it, I thought it was closed. And when also we saw online that it was all boarded up and we were like, oh, okay, so it's closed. And then I kept looking on the app and it was like, wait, okay, it's open. So I did not understand that. And then, which kind of sucks, the Mummy ride was closed. I've never seen the Mummy movies. I don't even know. I could not even tell you a single thing about any of those movies. But I didn't even know they were movies. I thought it was just a scary ride. I'm trying to see. No, wait, I clicked park hours. Wait times. How do I check wait times? Yesterday it showed up right there, wait times, but I think it's because it knew I was in the park. So how do I figure out wait times? How do I do that? Things to do? Okay, well that's not what I'm. Oh. The Velocicoaster's delayed right now. What's going on? What's going on? We almost went today. Because we had the 2-park, whatever, we had a, oh my god, everything's, the other Harry Potter ride's delayed too, damn. Oh, Revenge of the Mummy is open. It's 60-minute wait. Which honestly, yesterday we didn't even have fast passes and we did everything that we wanted to do. The only thing that we sort of were like about was the Simpsons ride was sort of a VR thing, but there were some rides that we wanted to do, but they were VR, and we just do not. What was it? Well, okay, so we had a bad experience in the Harry Potter, in like one in the castle, that VR ride, dude, that was last time we went. We got so sick, we got so nauseous, it was just not the feeling at all. Like, it was just not it. And I've never gotten motion sick from any ride before or anything like that. And I've had VR headsets on before, like done mostly almost every, like any sort of thing that you could get motion sickness from. And that, there was just not, like, as soon as I sat down and it started moving, I was like, oh God. Oh God. And I closed my eyes sometimes. I was like, okay. And like whenever it was like on the screen, I would close my eyes because that's what would bother me. Also the thing is that it's like a ride mixed with VR stuff. So like it'll take you away from the screen, fly you around, and then put you in front of another screen. So it's just constant moving. Like there's just no breaks. You know, it's like wake up, no sleep, go to work, like just no breaks. There's absolutely no breaks on that. So we didn't ride that this time. We were not chancing that. We're not taking that chance. So what else did we avoid? We avoided the King Kong ride, which was kind of annoying because we wanted to try it out and see, but it said, it was like listed under like, maybe not. Because it was also still very early in the day, and we were like, we do not want a chance getting sick. We also rode the Velocicoaster twice. We did that shit twice. That ride is so fun, and both times, well, the first time we got front row, the second time we got second, third, and fourth row because there was 5 of us, so, you know. But I was just manifesting front row back and forth because then we did Rocket Roller Coaster, got front row. I just had the best luck. And then I didn't even realize, I wish one time whenever I go, I do want to buy it because I think it's so cool that they video you, because most roller coasters only take a photo, but they take a video, and I wanted to watch the video. I wish they would show it to you. You know, because like, you know how whenever they like put the pictures up on the board and it's like, oh, like you can't take photos of that, and it's like, well, too bad. I literally just did. What are you going to do about that? I guess, I don't know. I'll just be like, please, I'll put my phone in my pocket, just show me the video, I just want to watch it. I didn't even approach the desk because I was too scared. I was too scared that I feel like I'm put under pressure in those situations. So they end up putting me in an awkward position where I end up like being like, oh, okay, I'll buy it. And it's like $40, and it's like, I don't even have $40. But we also, what else did we do? I don't know. I'm just so exhausted. I literally woke up today and was like, well, yesterday whenever I woke up, my mom was like, all right, time to go. Like, we're leaving, or we gotta get ready to go. And I was like, to what? I completely forgot because it was so like last minute planned because we had the 2-park or like the extra day pass, whatever. So I think it expires tomorrow. So we literally had to go yesterday or today or tomorrow. And so we just chose yesterday. And also, I'm glad we chose yesterday because it was so, like, the weather was just, like, the right temperature, you know? I don't know. Today was supposed to be a bit hotter. So I was like, I am not trying to do that. I'm not trying to do that. And you know what? Last night, my feet were killing me. My mom has this, like, massage thing for her feet. I did not use it because I just ended up not using it. I went to sleep at, like, 11 yesterday. I literally passed out. I just laid in bed, fell asleep, but then I also like woke up randomly at like 11:30, like 30 minutes later, and then I was like, oh, I know, I'm awake, I'm fine, and I was like, what? And then as I was like sitting there, I was like, why am I just not going to sleep? Why do I just not? Why don't I just go to sleep? I don't know. But I have to edit some of these things on my video before it goes up later. I need to put the bio in and all that stuff. The bio description. I always said bio, and then Stone was like, it's not the bio. So I don't know. I don't know what the bio is anymore. I don't know what anything is. I don't know what anything's called. Oh my gosh. The thumbnail sort of looks like a mugshot for a second. I literally thought it was a mugshot photo of me, and I was like, what? I was like, Tim, that's a realistic photo. Oh, realistic mugshot photo. But it's not. That's not the case. But what else did we do yesterday? Oh, but then, okay, so my lunch was basically, okay, so it was really weird because we ate a snack at around lunchtime. We ate pretzels and popcorn while we were waiting in line for the Veloccoaster the first time. And the pretzel was so big, but not so big. It was like a normal size amusement park pretzel, I think. But I was so full after that that was basically my lunch. And later on we had dinner at Mel's Diner, which I don't know what that's from. What is Mel's Diner from? I wanted to look that up. Mel's Diner. I'm just searching that, and it's probably going to give... I think it's just supposed to be a throwback to old times, I guess. I don't know. I guess that's just what it is, because it doesn't say... Was used as a location in the 1967 film Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, and the scene, I don't even know what that is. And order Oregon bosenberry ice cream. Oh, well, it was in San Francisco. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure some of the streets, some of the roads and like the other in the Universal, because that's in the Universal Park. I always mix it up. I think Universal Park is the one with the castle, but no, that's Islands of Adventure. So at Universal, the actual park, that's based off like certain streets and like famous roads and stuff like that. I don't know. That's what I was picking up on yesterday when we were leaving. But I have no idea. But the food was alright. I think I kind of jinxed myself because I was talking about how we were talking about how Moe's was really good because I got Krusty Burger from there, and we were talking about how good that was, and I was thinking that, oh yeah, I guess there's really no bad amusement park food, mostly when you're at Universal or Disney. Not that it was bad, but it was like definitely, I feel like, I don't know. It was okay. But I think it was more so leaning towards just amusement park. I don't know. I feel bad. I need to type in, hold on. Okay, there we go. There's this thing that says study with cats. Oh my gosh. Last live we were talking about that. I was talking about that half the time. I was like doing yoga with cats. I wanted to do all the, I just wanted to go to a cat cafe. I wanted to, and goat yoga. I still haven't done any of that. Still haven't looked farther into any of those. I don't know. I have no idea. I have no clue. But do I want to do it? Yes. Is anyone going to stop me from that? No. Nothing. Not even my allergies. Not even my allergies to quite literally almost every animal on this planet. Sorry. That's just how it goes. So what do I need to look up? I need to search something up. Okay, there we go. Woo! Sorry, I have to type in like certain things for the vlog. And I needed to look something up. Okay, now it's time to go live on TikTok. Let's say hi to TikTok. Hey TikTok. Also, whenever I was at the gym today, I was watching that 70s show on the treadmill because I was doing the incline. I haven't been doing the incline in a while. So I was like, okay, I feel like I should do this. And I did. Because I was like, okay, I can watch that 70s show while I'm on the treadmill, and I did. But I was thinking, oh my gosh, people are probably looking over my shoulder. And of course, it was like the episode where Eric is like getting out a bunch of dirty magazines. Like, of course, that's the one episode. The same thing happened to me whenever I was watching Friends, and I would watch that at the gym. Like, of course, it's literally the one time that they do probably the most, not that it's super inappropriate, but just not public friendly. Like, not public friendly for someone to be looking over my shoulder and being like, oh, what the heck is she watching right now? What the heck is she watching, doing? Ew. Weirdo. Like, no, sorry. It's not me. I didn't mean to. It's just that 70s show. It's a good show. And I wish that, one time actually, this was probably the most scariest thing in my life. I almost crapped my pants. I was sitting, so we had a lower commons and an upper commons at our school, and the upper commons was where the study hall was, but the study hall was divided into 2 different sections. There was the senior cafe, and then there was the, like, basically where every other student did their study hall. So the senior cafe is where the lunch was and where our study hall was. So I was in study hall, I think it was like 8th period or something like that, and something that everyone would often do, and I don't want to say that the school encouraged it, but the school, you know, they didn't care. You were allowed your phones out during study hall. They never said anything. So I downloaded all my friends' episodes that I downloaded a few at a time, and I watched them during study hall while I did my homework. So I'm sitting there, and I have, like, my phone propped up. I have my headphones in. Mind you, I have, like, my wired headphones in. I'm not putting in AirPods because there was this thing. Everyone kept getting their AirPods stolen at my school, so I was like, that is just not going to be me. I'm not going to be a victim of the stealing AirPods epidemic that is happening at my school. So I just never brought them to school. Anyway, so I'm sitting there watching Friends, thinking of it, nothing of it, and I'm sitting like this. And I'm trying to think, because I think the table I was sitting at was sort of like a booth setup. So I just hear someone say something, and these aren't soundproof. They're just the regular Apple regular Apple headphones. So then I turn around, and it's the vice principal. And now, mind you, we're technically allowed. Hello. What is that? I ate, but I'll eat it. I'll eat more. Thank you. My mom got me food from Dairy Queen. Thank you. I was thinking, I was like, oh, I wonder if she's gonna get me something I shouldn't eat right away, and then I was right. So we can do mukbang, and I've also never had Dairy Queen cheeseburger, so let's try it. I wonder if she got ice cream. I hope she got ice cream for later. Anyway, so let's continue the story. So I turn around and I like nearly shit my pants. I'm like, because also this is like the new vice principal, so I was also even more scared. So like I turn around and I'm like, oh my gosh, and I was like, hi, and then like I sort of like immediately paused my phone, and so and I just remembered what episode I was watching, and I'm like, hey, and I was like, I'm doing my work, I swear, because I was, I'm sitting there just watching the episode doing math. I don't know, probably not even doing math, probably. I don't know. So then I'm like, and then he was like, I love Friends. And he was like, what? He's like, I love Friends. What season are you on? And I was like, oh my God, we're bonded over Friends right now. Thank you. Thank you, Vice Principal. So I was like, and this was coincidentally probably one of the worst episodes for me to be watching. Like I just said, about being at the gym watching probably the worst episode to be watching in public. I think it was something like one of them had hooked up and someone was mad about something. I just remember I had to somehow describe the episode in a different way, So I was just like, yeah, and then he was like, oh yeah, and said something about watching it, and I was like, oh well, I've already watched it a few times. I was like, I've watched it through a few times. I'm just rewatching it, and he was like, I've never thought about that, and he was like, well. I think I'm gonna rewatch it now, and I was like, you get it. And then a few days later, he was like, yeah, I started rewatching it, and he was like, it's pretty good. And I said to him, like, you can't rewatch it, back to back to back to back, but it's good to watch. So I was crapping myself whenever he approached me, because I was in study hall just watching not an adult show, but it's definitely. I don't know. So I was glad that we were able to bond over that, I guess. I don't know. I was really, 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 really scared. And even my friend that was sitting at the table was like, I thought he was literally just going to be like, get that off right now. Stupid, loser, whatever. Like, you're an idiot. What's up? Hey, Isaac. What's up? Hello, everyone. I am just vibing. I don't know. I'm chilling. I got a Dairy Queen cheeseburger. Let's try it. I've never... She got onions on it, too, and it's a good onions. Oh, my God. Slay. Look at that. It's the good onions. You see that? Those are the onions I like. That white onion right there, that's what I like. I don't like grilled onions. Am I the only one that doesn't like grilled onions? Well, I know I'm not. I know I'm not because my sister-in-law doesn't. The way that they literally just put it on, like, straight on. Can't tell because of cheese. But now we're eating. I don't know. Now we're eating. Now we're vibing. Getting that protein. I already ate lunch. I already ate a hot dog and fries for lunch. Now I got a burger. Slay. Eat them up. Eat them up. How's everyone's day though going? Day though going? How you guys hanging? What's up? What's up? Happy Wednesday. Hump day, isn't it? Yeah, Wednesday. Because anytime I go to like amusement parks, I just forget what day. Like that just throws me off for the week, you know? Or not the week, the next day usually. Today I woke up, I literally almost didn't go to the gym, but I haven't been going to the gym the past few days because Matt was visiting, and by the past 2 days, I literally mean just 2 days. I didn't go twice. That's a good burger though. That's a good burger. You know how Dave Portnoy does pizza reviews? I should do plain burger reviews. Like not, like I'm not picky eater reviews, you know? I'm just saying. There's potential there. What time do you guys usually eat lunch? Sometimes I don't eat lunch until 3. Like yesterday I didn't eat lunch until 4, I don't think. Till later. But just sometimes you get caught up in life, man. You're just caught up doing stuff. You're just like, damn, well, also at amusement parks, that's a bit different. But there are some days when I come home from the gym and I'm just doing a bunch of stuff and I'm like, oh shit, I need to eat lunch. Like, I'm like, oh, I need to eat before I can, like, I realize, like, my stomach is growling. I just don't realize it until, like, a few minutes later. I'm like, oh, I should probably do that. Down, 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 down. I am having problems right now. Never mind. There we go. I was typing stuff in for the vlog and there was like a character count and I wanted to meet the character count and I did. So there we go. Slay. Slayed. Imagine if I just canceled the upload. That would be terrible. I think I would start crying because then I would be cutting it real close. Excuse me, I'm already burping. Guys, tonight, I'm already having a burger now. I was thinking about tonight I might try the Beast Burger. Have you guys ever had that? Do you guys try influencer products like I do? Like I be drinking Prime and I don't know. Oh, I was talking about how I had his candy bar the other day. It was good, but I had his crunch, his like quinoa crunch one. But my only issue is I don't like dark chocolate. So I was just eating it. I was like, not suffering because dark chocolate's okay, but it's not like it's not something that you bite it and you enjoy. For me, at least, I don't know how people. Is dark chocolate supposed to be healthier for you? Let's see. Dark chocolate, when it's not loaded with sugar and saturated fat, is indeed a heart-healthy chocolate treat and more. It can help reduce blood pressure and lower your risk of heart disease. So you probably just have to get the right dark chocolate, but then couldn't that go the same thing as regular chocolate? I don't know. I just typed in regular chocolate. Let's just put milk chocolate. Yeah. Most who ate the most chocolate over an average of 11 years had a lower risk of coronary heart disease and stroke than those who ate the least or none at all. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy though, because like sometimes it could like mess you up in other ways, you know? Like everything has its pros and cons, so you're just like stuck in a situation forever. You're just stuck like this for life. Like, oh, well, I guess I'll just have some chocolate and not, and I don't know. But what, also it's like crazy, what in that chocolate is like stopping that, you know? What in that chocolate is stopping that? And I also don't understand, okay, well, here's the thing. I wonder Well, I'm sure there probably people that are out there that are like that have never had candy or anything sweet like that in their life, and they just have never thought about that ever. You know what I mean? They just eat like completely healthy and whatever, and their their family is like, oh, this is a sweet treat, and it's like a healthy brownie. You know what I mean? It's like not like what you would normally find. Whereas me, I was drinking Pepsi at the ripe age of like 2. Very early. Very early in my life was I drinking Pepsi. No, am I saying that's good for you? No, I'm not saying that because I definitely Pepsi'd myself out. I don't drink it anymore. I think I've drank what like probably people normally consume. So I just gave up. I was like, nope. I've already hit my life limit, you know? I've already done it. I might hop on Fortnite today, guys. I don't know. I've been thinking about it because I haven't been on in a minute. It probably needs updated. It always needs updated. This freaking game. Let's give it a look. Let's give it a look so it's updating if I'm sitting here eating. But when I was at the gym today, I was hitting chest. I hate whenever I go like a few days not going to the gym because then I forget what I did the day before, like what my last arm day was. Like my last arm day, I think it was back day, so I did chest today, but I don't know. So now my chest is either going to be twice as big or it's equaled out now to my back. I don't know yet though. And I probably may never find out. But I almost, please don't have to update, please. Oh, it does. So good thing I did this or else I would have logged on later and just never. It says fantasy meets reality. What is this? How long until stuff like Fortnite and Call of Duty and all that are VR? That would be super crazy and it's kind of scary, I think. I can't do these games enough because I already get scared the minimum amount. Just by getting jump scared on a screen. I don't know. But a real life, like a real simulation, like not a real simulation, but like if you did like an Oculus set, what is the Oculus and VR headset the same thing? I don't know. But if you did that and you did what's it called? Call of Duty? I would not play that. I can't even play Call of Duty on screen. I can only play Call of Duty never, actually. I think I played Call of Duty a few times, but that's more of a jump scare than Fortnite. Fortnite is less a jump scare because now I know like I'm in lobbies with like bot people. You know what I mean? That like, I don't know. So I just don't want to do that. But VR Fortnite is still on the table for me. Still a consideration for me. Still thinking about that. Professional arm wrestler? I am not a professional arm wrestler. I will unfortunately never be. Which I actually did see, hold on, that there's a Major League Pickleball now. There's a Major League Pickleball and their games start tomorrow, I think. I think it's at Thursday, the matches. And Orlando has a team. Me. I could never. I think it's they're using their duper rating. I think that's what it's called. That's like the level thing that I was talking about, like 3.0, 3.5, all that stuff. I'm probably like a borderline 3.5. Borderline. Take that you know, I'm like bored of like best, like my best day, probably 3.5. Whereas the people in those matches are like 6-0. Like there was this girl, she was 16 years old and she was a 6-0. How? Like what the hell? Like oh my god, that's insane. That's insane. But like she's definitely like gonna be in the MLP forever and like do it like gonna take off in pickleball because she started so young and is a 6-0. Good for her, I guess. Not I guess. Good for her. For real. For real. But Orlando has a pickleball team, so I'm excited. I'm going to support them. But they're playing in Arizona, so I can't really support them in person. Oh, no. Let me see. They're called the Orlando Squeeze, which I think is kind of funny. What the heck? I just want to know where their like home court is. Like, where is their? I'm gonna search Orlando Squeeze home court. Home court. Cause I saw on Instagram they're in Arizona. They're in Arizona tomorrow, not like forever. I just realized that. I don't know. Oh, it says teams compete in a series of 6 tournaments scheduled for this year in Arizona, California, Florida, and Georgia. So the Orlando Squeeze will not actually play in Orlando. Well, that's lovely. Well, maybe I'll go to their Florida matches, but my luck, it's like in like Jacksonville, you know, like the farthest from me. Where are the events? 2023 events. Here we go. Let's see. Let's go. Let's go to it. Okay. In Arizona, that's already. It's in Daytona. Okay. Well, how do I go? I'm trying to click on it, and it's just not. It's just not letting me. It's just giving me. It's just showing me it, and it's just not. So that's great. I love when websites do that. I love whenever it looks like something you could just click, and it just. That just not. Wait. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of confused here. But Daytona's not that far from me. I'm just confused. Are like all? I'm assuming all the teams are just coming together and playing the tournaments each time. I guess. I don't know. I really have no idea. Also, my friends reminded me of this today. We were talking about yearbook quotes. Sorry, it just came up in my mind. My friends reminded me of this today. So we were talking about yearbook quotes, and I probably have told this story before, but I'm going to tell it again. So, we had, obviously, like every school, we have yearbook quotes. You know, you gotta write yours in, submit it, and then your school has to approve it, whatever. And I don't know how everyone else's school was with approving it or where they stood on what was allowed and what wasn't, but my school was not very nice about a lot of quotes. A lot of people had a lot of issues with their quotes, and the thing that I think was the biggest problem was they would ask so far in advance, which is fine, and I know that they have to do that. I know they have to do that because it's a printing thing. Like, I know the whole ordeal, okay? But they're asking so far in advance that I think that they're able to let people change their quotes. You know what I'm saying? That they should, I'm saying. Because say if you submit a quote and they don't like it. Say if I just like submitted a quote and it was all swear words, they would just put it blank. You know what I mean? They would just like, so they would lay them out on tables and you would have to sign your name next to it. and like confirm that you're okay with that. Or some people just wouldn't submit a quote and would just let that go by, you know, whatever. Me, okay? So I'm thinking about my yearbook quote in sophomore year. I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna make my quote, goodbye everyone, I'll remember you all in therapy. And I think that's so funny because that's the year I started therapy. I'm like, you know what, hell yeah for therapy, and hell yeah just for that quote. It's from Plankton from SpongeBob. It's good, I'll quote him, you know, no problem. So the next year, we're looking through the yearbooks. And I see, so that now I'm a junior and I'm looking through the senior class. And I'm looking through the yearbooks and I see someone that had that senior quote. And I was like, fudge quote. I was like, how? I was like, what? I was like, how? And you don't ever want, like, I don't know. For me, I just didn't want to, like, not that I was copying them, but it's like, yeah, you can still do it because but no, because if someone gets yearbooks each year, I do, like people would look back and be like, oh, you just copied that, like you're just gonna come up with anything original. So I am like, crap, I have to come up with this whole new quote, but it's fine because I have a whole year until, turns out no, I had like not even a year, because that I found this out in May. Then in like September this is all happening, that they're like, turn in your paper, whatever. And I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, I want to make it a friend's quote, but I don't want to make it something that is like, I'm like, if I want to make it a friend's quote, I want to make it something that could be like along the lines of school. You know what I mean? Like something about school, or because I saw like someone else said that they were like, can I interest you in a sarcastic comment? Like it was like very just, which I love that quote, by the way. I love that quote. That's a fine quote, but it just wasn't fitting me that in that moment of time, you know? So then I found one, okay? And it was actually while I was rewatching it, because I started rewatching it to find quotes. And mind you, I had a week to turn this thing in. I was not gonna like find a quote like within, I was not gonna finish the whole series. But it was literally in the first episode, and Monica says, welcome to the real world, it sucks, you're gonna love it. So I was thinking, okay, that's the perfect thing, because we're graduating, people say you're on into the real world, all this stuff, and people always say like it's crappy, all this stuff. So I'm like, this is awesome, I'm gonna turn this in. And I turn it in, and no one says anything to me. Mind you, no one says anything to anyone whenever you turn it in. Whenever you turn it in, they will look at your paper and not say a single thing to you. Which I think is where, like, that's where they go wrong. Because usually they don't have, they're just, I don't know. I don't know. It's just annoying. So, she's like, because some people's were actually just messed up. You know, if there's a typo or, you know, sometimes people's were just messed up. But mine, so I go up to the table and I read mine, and I'm so excited because I'm like, there's nothing wrong with mine, you know, there's nothing. I'm hearing like all these people's quotes that I know that they had to have gotten erased, because what the heck was that? I'm like, mine's fine. I go up and it says, welcome to the real world, ... You're gonna love it. And I immediately just get so pissed off, because I was like, what was so wrong? What was so wrong with that? What? I don't understand. I don't understand where we were. I don't understand where we go wrong. Where are we lost in translation? Well, they literally took my quote and made it the opposite of what it was. They literally said, it sucks, you're gonna love it. So they literally just took that out and said, you know what? We're just gonna say you love the real world. So then, and I know the yearbook teacher. Hold on, I'm taking a bite. I'm a burger. So, I know the yearbook teacher because she was my accounting teacher. A lot of the teachers that taught electives, like, taught other stuff. You know, taught multiple classes. So, I go to her, and I'm like, what the heck? Because she said, when she came down, because she came down to like study hall. I guess she explained it to every study hall, but she said to my study hall, I have a yearbook going on right now, so if you do want to fix something, email me, and she said email me or come up if you can. We'll get it figured out. So I'm like, okay, cool. I have time to go up and see, because she was like saying email me if you had work, whatever. So I go up and see her and I'm like, hey, like, I just went to her. I was like, what was wrong with my quote? And she pulls it up. She goes, oh, yours says it sucks. And I was like, okay. And she was like, with like the sponsors of the yearbook, and when parents read that, they're not gonna like that. And I was like what? Like me saying I hate the real world? Like, what is going on? So like I then say, and while I'm like sitting there spiraling, because I don't want to not have a yearbook quote. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, but that's something I've looked forward to a long time. Okay, I'm sorry to say that I freaking peaked in high school. That's not true, but I just was excited for that. Okay, sorry, I was like not gonna leave out of high school without a yearbook quote. So I'm like, I thought I already, because also whenever I turned it in, I was then, because it's one of those things, you turn something in and then you start getting so many more ideas. And one of my ideas was take the L and move on, and then quote my physics teacher, because he did say that to us. We were asking questions about one of the worksheets, and we kept, like, it was halfway through the class at this point, and he was only expecting it to go on for like a 5-minute Q&A. And he goes, okay, you know what, guys, you just gotta take the L and move on. And I was like, oh my god. I was like, that's so fun. It was funny, and he knew it was fun. It was not me like hating on him. And I told that to him. I was like, I'm gonna change my yearbook quote to that. And he was like, hey, you know what? If you can, do whatever. So I go there and I'm like, hey, like, okay, well, I already have another quote I can change it to. And she was like, well, no, we either alter this quote or no, because whenever I went in the first time, she was like, well, it says it sucks. People don't like that. That's considered a bad word. Sorry. And I was like, sucks is a bad word. Now, I understand whenever you're, like, talking to maybe, like, a 5-year-old, and you're like, don't say that if the kid's like, oh, that sucks. And they're like, oh, don't say it. But I just don't understand. I don't know. At least for me personally, whenever I was growing up, I was never told that sucks was a bad word. I was never told sucks is an inappropriate word or a word that you can't use. So I was just like, okay. Don't know really how to respond to that, but okay. Okay. So then that's whenever I said to her, well, can I just change it? And she was like, no. And then I was like, is there anything I can do? And she was like, no. And I was like, and then I said to her even, I was like, that's not even what my quote is. I was like, not to be rude, but like, you just completely made my quote not what, like, you just flipped it around. And then she was like, whatever, sorry. And then I was like, okay, and then I left. Then she immediately emails me and was like, something about like, if you want something to be changed, or something about getting what I want, don't ask her in front of a whole classroom of students. And I was like, what? Like, those were the yearbook kids. Like, the yearbook kids are the ones that, like, get it. You know what I mean? Like, they're also standing there like, okay, let her have her quote. Like, let her go. And so I was like, she was like, see me this period. And I was like, okay. And I didn't, that's, like, kind of thinking about that the way I worded it does sound a little bit creepy, but I knew what, like, I knew that, like, I got what she meant. Like, it was one of those things, like, because she did say, okay, if I let you alter yours, and I gotta alter this person's, and all this stuff, and so I went back in, and she's like, listen, I do get your frustration with your quote specifically, because it's completely flipped your quote to what it's what it is saying. So let's just throw in another word there. And then she was like, what do you want to put in there? And I was like, it's terrible. I think that's what I put. I think it's terrible. Or bad. Or something like that. I think it's bad. Because I think I said terrible when she was still like, don't really understand the logic behind that. But yeah, I sort of get lost in that. But I was like, okay. And it's annoying that I don't even remember what it is, because then she takes out, like, Monica Geller. Like, she, like, deletes the Monica Geller thing. And I'm like, well, why? Like, can you keep that in? And she's like, well, now it's no longer a direct quote from her. You were the one that told me that I couldn't. Which, yeah, good. That's a fine point. If you look at it in a writing style, you know, in a real writing style way, whatever, keeping up with, you know, the way of the world, whatever, yeah, I guess you just don't quote her. But, come on, man. Like, seriously, sucks is a bad word. Can't say sucks. Can't say something sucks. I've always, like, I don't know, now I understand, like, I understand maybe from the perspective of, like, saying something is bad, you know, she's like, don't say the real world's bad, whatever. I probably would have got that argument more over the sucks, just saying sucks. I don't know. I really don't understand how that, but yeah, a lot of people, well, some people just didn't care, like, they would go and they saw, like, their quote would be completely erased, you know, and they would just be like, oh, okay, well, they didn't like it, whatever. I cared. I cared. I forget if any of my friends had any trouble. I know a few of my friends went for, like, inspiring quotes, so they didn't, like, have any issues like that. I was going to, but then I decided not to. I was like, don't want to be inspiring. I feel like there's enough people being inspiring in the yearbook. And my friends, so the reason why we were talking about that today is my friends and I were just sharing each other's yearbook quotes, and she said that hers was something that she just said all the time and how she regrets it. And I was like, no, I think that's so much better. I wish I had something that I said, like, throughout high school that I could look back on and be like, yeah, I don't, like, that's not as cringy as I may think it is, you know. Hey Gigi, what's up, what's going on? I just finished my burger, or I'm about to. It was good. It was a good burger. Never had them, I never had them from Dairy Queen. I only had grilled cheese. I guess that they don't have the grilled cheese there anymore. Half a day from the snow? Like, you got sent home? Like, you got sent, did you get, that only happened to me once. Getting sent home from the snow. There'll be sometimes, this would piss me off so bad. No, I don't know if you've heard this before, but everyone in my school would do this. It was gonna snow. That's kind of funny though. I always thought it was funny, yeah, like whenever they would like call a 2-hour delay or like no school, and then it wasn't as bad as it was expected to be, you know, like we could have went to school. That would always be funny. But then sometimes it would bite you in the ass because then they like take a day off from one of your breaks. Hey Fruity, what's up girl? How you been? I'm doing pretty good. Just got done eating. We're chilling, chatting. I was just chatting about my yearbook quotes. Do you guys have yearbook quotes at your school? Are you allowed to do that? It hasn't snowed yet. Yeah, maybe, is it supposed to snow at all? Here's what you do. People at my school did this all the time. Even teachers did this, literally in middle school. They would be like, did you hear we're getting out after lunch? And then whoever you're saying freaks out. And it's like, oh, really, we're getting out after lunch? And then you say, yeah, and then whatever time you get out of school. Because you always get out after lunch, technically. That was the worst thing ever. Because the first time I heard it was from a teacher. So he was like, did you guys hear we're getting out after lunch? And we're all like, oh my God. And then he was like, yeah, at 2 p.m. And we were like, that's when we normally get out. And he was like, yeah, that's the point. And we were like, what they said, I have COVID. Oh no, I hope you feel better soon. Or are already starting to feel better. Has been really bad. No, finally broke up. Okay, well, is that a good thing? Is that a good thing? Are we celebrating? Celebrate good times? Yeah, celebrate. You know, men ain't crap anymore. need a new. Oh, you gotta find one. You gotta find one. I don't know. I don't really know. That's why I just immediately got what's it called? Well, yeah, I don't know how long you've had it, but I hope pretty soon you'll be over it. And the next time you go to school, do that trick. Be like, hey, do you hear we're getting out after lunch? And then fool everyone. Fool everyone. Make them look like losers. Make them look like silly little fools believing you for saying that you're gonna get out after lunch. Yeah, that's a good thing. Celebrate good times. Come on, I love that song. I need to listen to that song. It's been stuck in my head the past 2 days. And something else. There was something else that was stuck in my head. I forget what it was. I don't know. But yeah, my I'm trying to think what teacher that was. That was my tech ed teacher that always made that joke. Will kill me, but I don't care. Yeah, it's funny. I think because it's still what happened up until high school. Because like I said, we actually have only gotten let out of school early because of snow once. I think maybe twice. But I remember the first time I was in first grade, and this is whenever I had like really bad anxiety going into school. I just had, because in kindergarten for us, it was a half day. It would be like 3 hours, I think, 3 hours of school or something like that, and then that would be it. So that's what I was used to. And then my parents, we moved to a different town, and different city, different town, all this stuff, whatever. And then they're like, oh yeah, and you're also going to be at school for 8 hours, 7 hours, whatever it is. Or 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. 8 hours. 8 hours. So you're going to be there for 8 hours. And I was like, so every day I would go in sobbing. I would go in crying. I didn't want to leave my mom. And I was so, like, I had such bad separation anxiety from her. I didn't have that problem in kindergarten, though. I don't know why. Maybe it was just because I had felt I already made friends in kindergarten. So I was like, I don't want to go to a new school, whatever. And, yeah, so whenever I went there, and then it was come time to pick me up because of the early dismissal, and my mom wasn't sure, not that she was forgetting, but she had a job, you know, she couldn't just like be like, oh, so my kid, whatever. And the schools were pretty understanding of that. They did have, I think, like a program whenever kids were sent, whenever the whole school was sent home early, that they would like allow, they'd be like, okay, if you can't pick up, whatever. So I was hanging out with my first grade teacher, like tearing up, whatever, and my mom comes in, and I just remember her like coming in, and it seemed like I saw the light. I was like, yeah, because I was so sad that I didn't know where she was. And you know, back then I don't have a cell phone to be like, hey girl, where are you? You know, so I just got to trust her at that point. Typical in January, so it's been weird this year. It snowed one time. Really? What state or part of the world are you in? That's kind of crazy, yeah. Whenever I lived up in Pennsylvania, it was the same thing as well, and it would, you know, same thing, it would maybe snow once, and then it would be like late February, which is usually when we are starting to wrap it up, and it would be like downpour of snow, like I don't know, it just never really made sense to me that he had an account with me in it. Oh. Yeah, that is definitely a little, like, why? Mostly, like, I don't know how long you guys have been dating, but I feel like, I don't know, I feel like no matter how many months you're dating, if someone makes an account with my name and their name in it, I'd be a little like, okay, let's take a step back, let's breathe a little bit, you know, let's relax, let's smooth the horses, let's what is it, smooth the horses? I don't know. Let's just relax, okay? That's all I gotta say. That's all I have to say. Like, be fucking for real. I agree. Like, why? I don't know. If someone did that, it's sort of, I don't know, respectfully. It's one of those things that's like they're trying to be nice, but it's sort of icky. That's sort of icky. New England region. Oh, you probably sometimes get really hit with snow sometimes then. If you're up in that area. Up in that part of the world, the farther up north, because that is, I don't know exactly, I think a bit more north than Pennsylvania. So I do think you guys definitely may get it. This year, Buffalo, New York, I saw got 14 inches overnight. Like literally an overnight type deal. Real fast. 14 inches. Could not be happier to say I've moved up north. Moved out of the north. I don't know. I googled it. Me. That's me. I don't know. I know like barely any geography ever. So don't look at me either. Don't look at me either. Hey, what's up? What's up? What's going on? How are you? How are you? Hello, 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 hello. Sorry, that was a lot louder than I expected it to be. Sorry if that hurts your ears. Nothing. We're just vibing. We're just chilling. We're talking about snow, but I don't have to deal with that anymore. Luckily, I'm also live on YouTube and TikTok, so if it seems like I'm talking to myself, that's why. In comments. Wait, what's PLL? So okay, when I say PLL, I think of Pretty Little Liars, but I don't know if that's what you're. Oh, people. Okay. In people's comments, what? Talking shit? He's talking shit. He's talking shit on you now? Block him. I think, I don't know. How do you guys feel about blocking? Is blocking someone, do you think that's sort of like, because sometimes some people are like, oh, I got under his skin, I blocked it, or I got blocked, or do you think it's like, oh, they blocked me, hell yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or, oh no, or like that, oh, I got under their skin, hell yeah, or they're like, oh damn, they got sick of it. He has a lot of accounts. Well, nowadays, if you block someone, it'll say, do you want to block, it says, do you want to block just this account or any account that they have? Like which is kind of scary because how does Instagram, like, I guess Instagram just knows like what accounts, it can tell what accounts are made on each phone. But yeah, if you block an account, I think it'll say like, do you want to block each account this person makes? And then you say yeah, and then that's it after that. Hey Andrew, what's up, How am I doing today or tonight? It's currently 2:01 p.m. in the daylight, and I don't know, I'm good. I just got done to the gym not too long ago. I hit chest and triceps today, you know what I'm saying? And then I ate a hot dog and fries, just you know, classic meal. And then my mom came home and she brought me Dairy Queen burger. So slay Judy, honestly. I wonder if she did give me ice cream though. I've been thinking about that ice cream, that potential ice cream that's out there, but I don't want to let myself down. Go out there and then see nothing. How's everyone else today? What are you guys doing? What's up? How you hanging? How's it vibing? And that's not enough Insta. Oh, so he's just talking shit on Insta and you don't even have it? That's kind of like low of him. It's like, okay, well, you ain't even gonna see it. Hey Malik. What's up? Okay, so I think growing up, I really liked McDonald's food. Growing up, McDonald's was my go-to. I'm just gonna hypothetically just say out of McDonald's and Wendy's, my go-to was McDonald's. But as I've grown up, I think I prefer Wendy's nuggets better. I think McDonald's nuggets, well, I said that I think that they've gone downhill. And my mom was like, no, they've always tasted like this. And I was like, no, I think that they had to have changed. I think there was definitely a time where McDonald's nuggets were a little bit better. And I hate to say that. Unfortunately, I do. But I think overall, my overall fast food, I don't know, it depends. Because places like Cane's and Zaxby's, I feel my stomach will feel so heavy sometimes after. But it's so good. And it's so worth it. You know what I'm saying? They're just so good that you just got. But then like McDonald's, you're most of the McDonald's, Wendy's more so. I'll say, use an example. I don't feel too gross after. Like it doesn't feel heavy on my stomach. But Cane's, oh my gosh. There's a Cane's opening in Florida. Well, there's already one in Florida, but it's like 4 hours away, and that's just not the drive for me. But next Tuesday, there's one opening a little bit closer to me in Clearwater, and me and Natalie were talking about, and we're like, we will seriously go. Like, we're like, dead ass, let's go. So I'm down to go, and I'm super excited. I've not had Cane's in a year. which is kind of crazy because that means I haven't seen Aves in a year, which is a little sad. Date what anymore? These abbreviations, sometimes I know them, okay? I'll be realistic. Sometimes I'm an idiot, okay? Okay? I'll be real. I'll be honest. My Fortnite updated. Do I hop on or do I just stay chatting? I can just play Fortnite tomorrow. We can make that a tomorrow thing. Do that for the whole live. I'm honest, okay? I can't. Sometimes I can't, okay? I'm getting old. I'm 21, man. I'm in. Band. Oh. I think I know what it is. I'll just say I know what it is. Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. But you know what? You live and you learn. I don't know. What I gotta say is my biggest advice whenever it comes to dating or guys is to not let, most whenever you're so young, you just get so caught up in all that and you get so concerned and worried. And I know this sounds so like, oh, everyone says that, but it's true. And whenever you're not looking for it and not truly like worried about it, you usually end up finding someone. I almost said something. Something with someone, you know, usually, mostly whenever, like I said, whenever you're younger and you're in school and you sort of are just chilling, vibing, then whatever happens, happens. Is that better? Well, if you sent something after the laughing face, it did not come up, so you're right. It probably is not letting you say certain things. Because we love TikTok, don't we? We just love TikTok. We do, for real, guys. What was I gonna say? I don't know. And then also, I remember whenever I was in high school, a lot of people tried to, like, a lot of people would always do, like, breaks or, like, oh, we're just gonna take a break. I always think, okay, well, throw back to me talking about friends earlier. Breaks, I don't know. Maybe they can work when you're a bit older, but I don't know. Oh, it's all Marvel stuff now on Fortnite shop. They have a Marvel. Oh, they have a Deadpool teddy bear. I wish they had a Captain America teddy bear. That'd be cool. His name is Cuddlepool. That's cute. Yeah, well, that's another thing. Whenever you're younger, whenever you're in high school, I don't know what point in life you are, but whenever you're in high school / college age, that's what a lot of guys want. And you know what? You don't gotta give that to them. You don't gotta give them that. And that's, I mean, I'm serious. Like, you will often think, like, oh, well, I do have to do this with them to make them like me and all that stuff. And it's like, you don't. And also, that ends up fucking with you so much mentally for the rest of your life that if you get out of that headspace, the sooner the better. Because, like, they're just thinking with the wrong head. You know what I'm saying? They're just not in the right, like, I don't know, just, and also just, like, you're also, like I said, you're so young, you can't just be worried, like, I don't know, just can't be caught up in all that, in all stupid boy drama. Mentally, yeah, no, for real, no, like, it's serious. And I think that once you I think that a lot of times in high school, I was friendly with guys. I was pretty good friends with a lot of them, but I just know that how many people do you guys know that are high school sweethearts? Respectfully, nowadays, it's not that high of a chance of that ever happening. So I was like, I just don't, I think I liked only like 3 guys in high school. I was just like, I don't know. I just knew the chance. Like, as I got older, I just knew the chances of that ever happening were not it. Because mostly, like, my senior year, whenever my senior year came around, I was like, I don't want to date anyone because I don't know where I'm going to be within a year, because I was thinking about moving out of town. And I honestly just did not feel like, which I ended up moving out of town, but completely out of state. I thought I was just moving like an hour away, but I didn't feel like having, like, ties back to my town, you know what I mean? I didn't feel like, or like maybe if they were moving away, I was moving away, and then it's like this whole situation where it's like, oh my gosh, like, you know, obviously everything's very situational, but I tried to keep myself out of those situations because I just didn't feel like dealing with it, you know? I felt like I was too young, and trust issues too. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I understand that. Everyone will have some sort of trust issues. Some people worse than others because, like you said, other experiences that people have with people. So it's just all, I don't know. It's just too much at a young age to just be worrying about all that. You know what I'm saying? And like, I think that whenever like looking back, because I had a boyfriend in 10th grade. I don't consider that a real relationship, by the way. But looking at like how strung up I got about like that breakup, I was like, I look back and I'm like, oh my God, I wish someone would have slapped me across the face and been like, girl, like, be serious. Like, be serious. Get yourself together right now. You look like an absolute, like, you look like an idiot. You look like a clown. It wasn't bad. Like, that's embarrassing. Like, looking back, you know, my friends were so nice to me. Everyone was so understanding. And I remember everyone being so kind, everything. But it's just like, okay, girl, come on. Come on, get up. Get up. It's a guy from your hometown. Like, also think about how many people are in the world ever. Like, ever. Just think about maybe when you go on vacation, you see a cute guy. Think about, and like, that guy's probably not even from that area. So it's like, there's so many people around the world that you just ain't gotta be tripping over some guy that goes to your school that is doing the bare minimum that you're like, oh my gosh. I'm so sorry about that. It's always really hard whenever you're in school, whenever you get upset, because it's like, where do I go? Like, I just have the urge to cry right now and I am in school. So I am really sorry about that. But I hope that another recommendation is no matter what you deal with, or if you don't deal with anything at all, is going to therapy, because therapy is so nice. It's like a built-in best friend. Like, I understand you're paying that person to talk to you, but like, and once you find the right therapist, everything is really comfortable and you're able to just talk to them about anything and everything. And it's just nice. I think working out your mind and your mental health is just as important as working out your physical health. Which, speaking of, I do need to get back into therapy. So, but I just haven't yet. The bracelet project, what's that? In the bathroom? No, that's not good. Like I said, if possible, I think that's my biggest recommendation, is to do that. Because whenever I was in 10th grade, that's whenever I went into therapy. And that was, I think, like the best thing. Because, and I know I make jokes about my therapist ditching me and ghosting me, which is kind of true. But there would be times where I would see her once a week. And it was nice. I saw her once a week for the majority of the time. But then as I got the last few weeks that I was talking to her, it was like every 2 weeks. But it was still nice to just check in with someone. And it's also just another thing, like validating your feelings. You know, like you're talking to someone and you're like, well, I remember this whole thing happened whenever I was in high school, and I was like, I just don't know how to talk to this person about it because I just think that I'm sort of in the wrong. And she's like, no, you're not in the wrong whatsoever. And she's like, but like how you do approach it could put you in the wrong. You know what I mean? Like if you come off guns a-blazing, like yelling at someone, like yeah, you could definitely be like, it's not that big of a deal. Let's breathe. But then other times it's like she would basically like tell me what to say to people sometimes, which blessing, because I never know what to say. I never know what to say to anyone, or else I will end up sounding like an idiot, which is usually what happens most of the time. Too much to explain what it is. Okay, I will. But hold up. Every day though, I do sometimes will think like, oh, I should text her and be like, hey, can we just like catch up? Because I saw her for 4 years, okay? she's like a big part of my life. I want to let her know like what's going on in my life. Is that like weird to tell her? Wait, so why can't you do it because you're in sports? Yeah, I never know what to say. Like, and also, I don't know. I'm sure I know everyone does this. I be typing my response in my notes, or like I'll go like in a text message with myself. Like you can text yourself, and I'll type up what I want to say, and I'll draft it right before I even send it. On like almost 90% to almost anyone will I do that. Like, unless it's maybe a text to my mom or Stone, my brother. Anyone else, it's usually pre-planned. Usually it's pretty much like I'm thinking about it, writing it out, anything, almost anything. If you're getting something that's more, here's what it is. If you're getting something that's more than a sentence from me, chances are I wrote it down somewhere else and rewrote it like 6 times before I just sent it to you. On my wrist, yeah, that's one thing that I had to do whenever I was in dance and hockey. You weren't allowed to wear jewelry whenever you were participating, but can't you just take them off? Or are these the type of bracelets that are like tied on to you? You know what I'm saying? Like my friends used to make those types all the time. So this is, yeah, each color. Yeah, this is cute. I saw this before. I think it's definitely a cute thing to do. I think it's definitely something that if you want to do it, you should do it. But I don't know what kind of bracelets these are, because I do know that I know that like certain kinds just don't come off. You know what I mean? You gotta like cut it off for it to even work. You know, for it to even pop off of that thing. You know? Yeah, I know what I'm saying, man. But I had to even take out my earrings for hockey. They would literally sometimes, if they saw you with an earring in, they'd blow the whistle and be like, you have earrings. Like, you can't, like, the play cannot resume if you have earrings in. Like, then we have to send someone else out. Like, dude, sometimes it would be so annoying. It would be so annoying. Bam. Luckily do I have? Yeah, I still have this bracelet on. So my friend gave me this bracelet for Christmas and my birthday. She got me other stuff. She actually gave me the outfit that I wore yesterday. She gave me that for Christmas. And I usually don't have any problems playing with it. I think, yeah. I would wear other bracelets. I didn't really get yelled at hockey, but for dance shows, they usually recommended that you took your bracelets off, and she would say your earrings, but if you had studs in, usually no one ever said anything to you. But then there would be like the few people that took it like a step too far. Like I would be like backstage, we're ready to go on, and they're like, you have earrings in, and I'm like, dude, we've committed at this point. I'm so sorry, but I don't know. I think I kept mine in. I don't know. I forget to do it on purpose. That's mean. I hate when people discount anxiety and, discount things that you do and how you feel just because people think you're doing stuff on purpose. Or I always get, whenever I was growing up, I'll admit, I was spoiled when I was growing up, and I've done some probably, like, apparently I said one time, like, apparently I knew that if I cried I would get what I want. I'm sure I did. I don't remember that. And my brother told me over that. And I'm like, dude, I've changed. I just start crying. And I'm like, please believe that I've changed. But no, they like hold shit like that. And they're like, oh, and I'm like, dude, I don't. And then they like don't believe the person I am today. It's so annoying. And the only reason they brought it up the other day. That's why. They brought it up at my mom's party, and I was like, stop. Like, that's like such an embarrassing story. Yeah, that's people. But another thing is whenever you're, depending on how old you are, a lot of people aren't exposed to that at an early age. You know, a lot of people aren't aware of that. Maybe like this day and age, people might be more educated and more aware. But I remember whenever I was in 8th grade, that was like the first time I was ever, like, a friend had ever told me about anything that, like, about how she had felt, and then I was sort of like, oh, that's, because, like, you know, you're used to, like, feeling that way, but no one ever really would open up and be like, oh, well, I get, like, really upset over stuff like this. And I always say, I credit Five Sauce a lot because a lot of their music was them opening up about how they felt as well. So then later on, I think, like, I don't know. I think that album came out first, and I remember listening to it and crying and being like, oh, is this normal? And then, like, a few months later, she had opened up to me, and I was like, oh, like, so yeah, this is fine. You know, this is normal. This is a normal thing to do. My mom's birthday was really fun. I actually, it was so nice. It was really special, and I'm really, really, really glad that Sarah and Matt, my brother and sister-in-law, they came down and visited, and they surprised her, and it was so nice. Even though they were here for just 3 days, it was still better than anything, you know, and it was so, I was let in on the surprise on my birthday, and so her birthday is a week and a day after mine, so I was just sitting the whole week like, I'm excited, I know what's happening, and like, I don't know, I just knew that she would really appreciate them coming down to visit and hanging out for a bit. So they flew down on Thursday afternoon, and then she came home from work, went to the doctor's, and then we went on a dog walk, and then they surprised her on the dog walk, which is really cute. And she was like, is that Matt and Sarah? And I was like, no. I was like, no, that's not them. And then she was like, that looks like them. And then we had ended up walking, because they like walked past us, or like walked out of one of the sidewalks to just like look casual. And my mom obviously was like, that looks like Matt and Sarah. And I was like, what? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Even though it, like, blatantly did. Like, there was just no getting away from that. And then they were, like, making fun of me. They were like, you couldn't have said anything else? And I'm like, what was that? Like, at that, like, my mom was even making fun of me. I'm like, dude, I literally just, like, you were right there. You want me to lie? So, we did that, and then we went to trivia that night. And that was super fun. Then the next day we played pickleball all day. Not all day. I only played 2 games. I sat there all morning though. And then then we just sat outside and played card games. We actually played this game called The Game, which is super fun. And basically you work together, and you all are given there's cards 1 through 100. And then there's 2 cards that have 1s on them. 2 cards that have 100s on them. And then a pickup pile. You know, you pick up your cards, and then you have to take the 100 cards down to 1, and you have to take the one set up to 100. And so you all have to place your cards down and hope that the people around you will place it in the correct order. But to jump back, like to take it back. So say if like someone places a 36. And I have a 26, like, damn, what should I do with that? You could place that down still because it's 10 behind the number. But if I had, like, a 25, I couldn't do that, if that makes sense. So you have to work together, and you say stuff like, oh, try to avoid this pile, or I have something for this pile. If you can avoid it, please do. Sometimes you can't avoid that pile. Sometimes it's like, that's the best number, or else I'm going to make an even more crazy jump on another pile. Jump scare. In my camera, I was like, what? I was like, who the hell's right there? Oh my gosh. Would question why I'm never. See, the thing is, hopefully with teachers, they have like the right intention. You know, they're asking to maybe report it to an adult that is within your family that could help. And I don't know. Sometimes I do agree though. I remember I was talking to my brother about this though. They would if you weren't eating in school, in elementary school, they'd be like, why aren't you eating? They would come around and be like, come on, eat. You gotta eat your food. Like, you're wasting food. And it's like, Oh my gosh. Relax. Relax. Now I understand that the adults at school are responsible for you and your well-being, but it's like you shoving food down my throat is like, at least like, because they wouldn't even be like, hey, like, what's up? Like, are you okay? Like, you haven't been eating. What's up? Like, you know, are you feeling okay? It was always just like, come on, eat. And it's like, dude, come, like, relax. Relax. My grandmother as well, she always, I mean, I personally don't remember. I don't want to say don't remember having a problem, because I'm sure I probably, you know, was a bit like, dude, I'm not hungry, I'm done. But she would always say, make me a happy plate. Make me a happy plate. We would eat off those zoo pals. Oink, oink, zoo pals. Bow, bow, zoo pals. We'd eat off those. And she would be like, make me a happy plate. And sometimes that can be a bit, like, harmful to your mind. And, you know, you're just like, dude, I'm eating as much as I can. Why are you... I just say my biggest recommendation is always just don't force yourself. See, but I don't know. I've never struggled with anything, at least to my knowledge, of any EDs or anything like that. So I don't want to give full advice on that, because I don't know. I've never, but I do know that I know my people I know have said, like, they had parents that'd be like, okay, make me a happy plate, and then that ended up not working in their favor. You know what I mean? Like, in the future, then they're still forcing themselves to eat. So I don't want to give too much advice on things that I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say something and then not know if that's the right thing or not. So. Yeah, I'm really sorry about that. I hope that you are able to seek help about that, though. To seek help about that. I don't know. I don't really know what to say. I sometimes feel like I can only do and say so much. I'm so sorry. I don't know. Because like I said, I don't know too much about all of that stuff. And I don't want to misspeak or anything like that. But what was I gonna say? I don't know. I don't really know. I was talking about my mom's birthday a little bit. Yeah, I mean, it was special. I was really glad that Matt and Sarah were able to come down, and I hope that they're able to come down another time this year. Hopefully to come down a little bit more often, if possible. And I don't know. I do want to go up in Pennsylvania and visit, but in the summertime. That's not a wintertime activity. My friend Lola, I don't know her current living situation, but that's where I stayed last time. So she was so kind enough last time to open her spare room to me. I don't know if she still has a spare room. I feel like she would have told me if she got a roommate. But her and I are the kind of friends where, like, we won't talk for a few weeks, and then we'll, like, spill all the beans on the next day. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. But I was thinking about possibly visiting for my brother's birthday, but I'm not sure. That's too far in advance. I think it's in the summertime, way farther down the line. Other day issue. You know what I mean? Not right now. I also don't know with starting at the fitness studio, which, speaking of, I start my training on Sunday, so that's super exciting. That I will be starting, and I will be getting a move on. I'm so excited. I don't know. I'm also kind of nervous. I feel like I'm always nervous, though. Yeah, I do want to help, though, so that's why I try to at least, like, I obviously want to help and give advice on based on what I've dealt with. But like I said, I haven't dealt with everything, so I don't really know. And I also sometimes I'm just like, hey, I want to hop on live, chat about random shit, and laugh and hopefully distract you from whatever's going on. So sometimes even whenever I'm on here, I'm like, listen, that's what I try to do most of the time is like, hey, like I will have my serious talks and my deep life talks, but sometimes we want to stray away from that because we just want to distract ourselves, you know, and have a little laugh, have a good time, you know, because that's what life's all about. Just because, man, at the end of the day, no one knows what they're doing. No one knows what we're doing. No one will ever know. And everyone who acts like they do really doesn't, because if you were to really grill them down to the line, no, they don't. They don't know what they're doing. But I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, talking about Pennsylvania. Last time whenever I went up, I literally went up for an orthodontist appointment. No, wait, that was not last time. Last time I went was for my aunt's birthday. We went up for my aunt's birthday, but I do want to go up. I don't know. Whenever I go up, I possibly want to spend. I wish I could go and like spend like a month up there, you know, because like I want to hang out with my friends, and then I want to hang out with my cousins. I want to hang out with my family, you know. I just want to like, but you can't fit that all in a week. Because I went up for just 4 days last time, I think. And I hung out with a few of my friends. I didn't get to hang out with any of my family, unfortunately. But that's also because I didn't have a car. But I can't even rent a car, which is kind of ridiculous. You can't rent a car until you're 25. That's like another thing that like stops me from going up and visiting like just randomly, is because like I would literally need like a vehicle. I almost drove up there for whenever I went up for my orthodontist, because I wanted to save money, but I don't think I would have saved any money. I think it probably would have been almost as equal, if not more, with gas and stopping for food and whatever. So that's just how I'd be thinking about it, you know. Abe, she's doing pretty good. We haven't talked that much recently. I actually was gonna ask her if she wanted to FaceTime sometime this week, because we haven't been chatting that much. Life's, you know, sometimes life just be crazy. When Matt came to visit, I was not, my like screen time that entire few days was like 3 hours. That's including like an hour in the morning, an hour at night, and then probably an hour through the span of just my living day. But yeah, she's doing pretty good. I think she's actually on set to graduate early, so that's so awesome for her. Congratulate Aves. I don't know, not early as in this spring, early as in this fall. So that would be pretty awesome if I was able to be there for her graduation. That would be pretty sick if I would be able to go over and visit. I don't know. I don't really know. Her and I have been talking about her visiting over the summer, because she still, for Christmas 2 years ago, got a plane ticket, but never got to use it because we were supposed to go see Billy in Pennsylvania. So what happened was, I lived in Pennsylvania. Billy announced the tour. She announced the tour, I don't know, like had to have been spring 2021. And I had no idea I was moving to Florida. I had no idea. I had no intention on moving in Florida, and I was also like, and I also vividly remember, which is kind of ironic, being like, okay, well, if I do move to Florida, it's not even until this current lease is up, and the concert was while I still had my lease. So I was like, okay, I should be fine. So then we buy the ticket, and it's planning on her flying up, staying with me. That's it, you know, vibes. That's chill. So then when was this? Literally like 3 months later, I think. Had to have been 4 months or 3 or 4 months later. My parents are like, oh, by the way, we're probably gonna move to Florida. So if you could get out of your lease, and if you want to get out of your lease and move with us, you're welcome to. So I was like, okay. I emailed my landlord and was like, hey, I need out of this lease. And then he was like, all right, well, he was like, you have to cover the rent until someone moves in. And I was like, totally fine. It was a nice apartment, and chances of anyone, like the chance of someone moving in was very high. Like someone accepting that apartment, it was a really nice apartment. So I was pretty confident in that. Someone accepted it. I moved out within a month, I think, and then there was like this time where we were sort of worried about finding a house down here, and my dad was sort of making comments like, oh, well, we might just be staying up there, and I was like, I am doubling down on moving to Florida. I am not risking, like, I was just living on my own, and I just dropped my lease. Like, I can't, and I also can't get that back at this point. I was like, moved out, so I was like, why moving? I was like, I don't know about you guys, but I will be moving. I'm sorry, but I will be going because I don't know. So, we moved down here. I wasn't really thinking too much about the tickets because I was like, oh, like, we could just go fly back up, whatever, no problem. And then, my brother and, like, a lot of family still live up there. And I was like, oh, like, I could just stay with one of them. And then, since Matt had never met Avis before, which understandably so, he was like, I don't really feel comfortable, you know, that, like, and I had only met her once, so I was like, okay, I respect that. And then, so it just didn't make sense. So then we sold the tickets, and we sold them. I actually sold them to one of my friends, and I was like begging her. I was like, please take the tickets. And then I was like, I think I just sold them for like, I took off the Ticketmaster fees. I was like, I'll eat the fees. Just please, just take them. Because they were pretty expensive. Not, you know, but it wasn't something, that wasn't like $25 that I could just sit on, you know. I was like, please. So, I don't know. But I'm really sad I didn't get to see Billie live. And that would have been awesome to see Billie live for the first time with Aves, because she's a Billie stan. She's a little bit more of a stan than me. And by a little bit, I mean a lot. And, yeah. And then we were supposed to go see, and then another thing is we were supposed to see Five Sauce for her birthday this past summer, and it just somehow worked out in the plans that I could not fly over. Like, it was just not right timing. It was not good for me financially. It was not good for her, like, her schedule-wise, because I think she was, like, she was flying to Florida, I think, a few days later, but a different part of Florida. So it just didn't make sense. But then it worked out because the show got, like, canceled halfway through. Like, they were performing, and then Ashton had passed out. That was the show Ashton passed out at. And, yeah. I forget if she got a refund, though. I think since it was, like, halfway through the show, they were like, no, I forget, actually. Maybe she didn't get a refund. Or a pre-sale code. Something. She might have got something. I forget. And if she didn't get anything, damn, I feel bad. Because I know there was like talks of them rescheduling it, but I think since they were like so far into the set list, they were like, no. Or it was like, I don't know. It was something, I don't know. I'm so sorry. I just don't know. And off topic, but after this live, I will be popping my balloons. I thought it was going to come in the frame again. But it's starting to deflate and float really low. You can't see it. I can't even reach it. Come on. Hello? Hello? Of who? I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is, but I'm so sorry about that. What happened? What happened? Sorry, I need to look at this and make sure. I mentioned it at the beginning already, but I don't know how accidentally, but my video, what the hell is going on? Why ain't it working? I don't know why it ain't working. I don't know what's going on with this freaking video, because every time I try to upload it, I might need to hop off early and figure out this video because it's just not working. Yeah, because it's a 9-minute vlog, and for some reason it keeps uploading for 7 minutes. Yeah, I just do not know why that's going on. So I might need to hop off and try to figure that out because I just don't, because I don't know, if I open up Final Cut at the same time, that just may not be the best thing for this. So I think I'm gonna hop off. Thank you guys for hanging out with me, whether it's for a little time or just for a little bit. Sorry that I need to cut it early. I just checked and for some reason this video is not working like I would like it to. But it will be up today, so make sure you go check that out when it's up. And I may be on TikTok live later. I don't know, maybe live, I don't know, whatever. We'll see, whatever's going on. But I'll be live again for sure tomorrow. And thank you guys for hanging out with me. I love you guys, and as always, stay happy, stay hydrated. And like I said, make sure to check out that YouTube video once it's up. And yeah, peace out. Love you guys, and I'll see you on TikTok, YouTube, wherever, Instagram later. Bye!